In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the axle on your Subaru Impreza. This is located in the front of the vehicle, behind the wheel. Let's get started. We can go ahead and remove the lug nuts with a 19mm. Now that we've raised the vehicle and removed the wheels, we can go ahead and remove our axle nut with a 32mm. Now we'll free up our axle with a punch and a hammer. Now we can go ahead and remove the castle nut. There'd usually be a cotter pin, but it looks like this one is rotted out. We'll remove this using a 19mm. We're going to strike the bottom of the control arm on either side to free up the ball joint. Then you can use a pry bar in the control arm. Now we're underneath the vehicle. I'm going to use a hammer and a punch just on the inside of the axle, closest to the transmission. We have a small roll pin that we need to punch out of the inside of the axle. We can use our pry bar to release the ball joint. Then we can remove our axle. Now we want to install the inner stub of the axle first, making sure we line up our pinhole with the stub coming out of the transmission. Before installing the outer stub of the axle, we're just going to apply a small amount of anti-seize. You want to try not to get it on the threads. Now we can pull out on the knuckle. You want to be careful of the inner wheel seal as you install the axle into the hub. Line up the splines. Now we can get our ball joint reinstalled in the control arm. And reinstall our castle nut. And we'll snug that down. Now we can torque the ball joint nut to 29 foot-pounds. We can install our cotter pin. We can grab each ear of the cotter pin and turn it around the nut. And flatten each ear against the nut. That'll keep it from backing off. Now we can install our roll pin. I'll be using a 1/4-inch extension. That'll hold my roll pin while I install it. You can just use that extension as the punch. You want to make sure that the roll pin is flush with the end of the axle. Now we can install our axle nut. And we'll snug that down. If you don't have a friend that can hold the brake pedal for you, you can use a pry bar to support the wheel studs. And we'll torque this to 137 foot-pounds. Using a punch and a hammer, we'll peen the axle nut. That'll prevent the nut from spinning off. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our wheel. If you thread the first lug nut all the way in, it'll hold the wheel for you. We'll go ahead and snug those down. Now we'll torque the wheels to 72 foot-pounds. Take the vehicle for a road test, make sure you don't hear any strange pops or creaking, and you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.